Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Furlong and this is a walkthrough on the oxidation numbers worksheet. You will need your periodic table handy in order to complete this. So let's get started with hydrogen. If you look on the periodic table, hydrogen has an atomic number of 1, which means that it has 1 proton and 1 electron. Now what we're trying to do is figure out how many electrons do we need to add or remove in order to have a complete outer shell. Hydrogen is going to end up removing one of those electrons, which is the only electron that it has, which means that it now has 0 electrons. Now remember, hydrogen and helium, they only have one electron shell that only holds 2 electrons. So it will lose that, and if it does, it now has 1 proton, no electrons, so it has a charge of 1 plus. Right, but let's take a look at another one. How about oxygen? If we look on the periodic table, oxygen has an atomic number of 8, which means that it has 8 protons and 8 electrons. It needs a total of 8 electrons in the outer shell. It currently only has 6 electrons in the outer shell. And so again, you can determine that by looking on period 2 and counting over. It's in the 6th spot. It needs 2 more electrons, or it could lose the 6. So it's going to try to gain 2 more electrons, which would then give it a total of 10 electrons. This gives oxygen a charge of 2 negative, because it has 2 more electrons than it does protons. Let's look at another example. How about selenium? Selenium is number 34 on your periodic table, so that means that it has 34 protons, 34 electrons. So if we look on the periodic table, it is in group 6A, which means that it has 6 valence electrons, 6 electrons in the outer shell, which means it's going to gain 2 more, which will give it a total of 36 electrons. So again, we compare the 36 electrons to the 34, and its oxidation number is 2 plus. So go ahead and complete the rest of this table. If you run into any problems, just feel free and ask.